Germans?
No, honestly, I can't say that I didn't go over there to kill them. If I could capture them, and they could have killed me many times, but I'm chicken. I couldn't look somebody in the eye and shoot them. That's out of my jurisdiction. No, I was real serious about that. And I always looked at it as my place and his place. If he's honest to me, I'll be honest. And I know that I could have got shot many times.
I don't call that chicken at all.
Huh?
I don't call that chicken at all.
Well, I didn't go over there to kill people unless I had to. If I would have been in a real tough position, and had to fight the Nazis, the real German Nazis, then I probably would have had to kill somebody. But these were ordinary people. They're just like you and I. I didn't go there to kill them. Of course, I would have been killing my own relatives from my forefathers, because we were fighting in that same area. So I wasn't really enthused about that.
Wasn't there another place, like, I don't know, was it near the Rhine River or whatever, when you captured another German?
Yeah.
That could have killed you?
Oh, he could have killed me, because before I got him to come as a prisoner, he had a hand grenade, well, it's potato masher they call it, up over his head. He was ready to throw it in there. And when I hollered at him, he was down, and he came over by me, and he never tried to force me to do anything. I took him prisoner, took him inside. When I got inside there, I went back out again because it was my duty to be on guard duty. So I got out there, and the bazooka team went out there too. They fired at that German tank, and that bazooka shell run off of that tank like water off a duck's back. Then from there on, we had they called us in because we got an ultimatum. Either you guys give up or we're going to blow you out of there. Well, what are they going to do? I had all that German trinkets and that stuff from Monschau and all them places. I took it and laid it on the floor in that garage we were in there. I laid it because I had figured if they get me with that stuff, I'll probably be shot. So I had my hands over my head. I was in the line, ready to go. I looked back, and here I see somebody going out the side window. So I thought, well, geez, before I get prisoner, I'm going to go back with him. So that's what I did. I turned around, I went back. You had to step on a bumper to get up in that window was up or higher. And when I looked in that car, it was like a Model A Ford. I looked in there, and there was a German in there. And he was giving them all the information they wanted. That's why we were trapped in there. So we broke loose from there and went from there to our. After we got out, we got, by luck, got back to our command post. When we got to the command post, they interrogated us. And when they come to me, I says, I'm not going up there and fight them tanks with a rifle. Oh, that guy, he slapped a tag on me right away. And Dick, the buddy that I came out with, he went the next day and he went up there and he got wounded right away. So then they shipped me back to Eupen, or to Seney, Belgium. And there I had insulin treatment till just before I was ready. Went from Seney to a town up the line, ready to go back up to the front, and the war was over. So then from there I went to Reims, France, and on the way there we had a bunch of GIs, and we had to go through a rail yard there, and there was these big wine tanks on cars, and then they had also 100 gallons or whatever it was, 50-gallon barrels. They took a couple of them barrels off, and one of the guys shot a hole in that big unit, and all that, just for a cup full of wine, all that stuff went to waste. Then we got there, they wanted to take roll call. Oh, you couldn't, there was like a bunch of knuckleheads. They couldn't take roll call. Even the officers were drunk. So they couldn't take roll call until the next day. So we were in Reims until the boat was available so we could come back to the States.
And what kind of homecoming did you get when you came back?
Nothing. The only thing we had, they offered you a steak dinner, and then they wanted you to re-up, to go back for some more of that. But it wasn't up to me to do that. I was back on good old U.S. soil, and I figured that's enough of that now. So I didn't.
So what got you through the war? What did you, why did you have hope, or, what do you think?
You mean
you weren't killed. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I'll tell you. The only reason I wasn't killed, there's somebody bigger than our president or any of us people here on earth that was watching over me, because he followed me throughout my life. He stood by me and everything I done. Otherwise I wouldn't be here talking about this.
And I wouldn't be here either.
That's right. No, it's quite a feeling, and they can say what they wanted. There was a lot of atheists up there, but I had seen them praying just as well as I did. They done a lot of praying. So people that think that they're so smart, no, there's somebody else that's a little smarter than they are. Yeah, he took care of me. The good Lord took care of me through all that turmoil, which I never expected. Never, in my God's honest truth, I never expected to come back to the United States. I was always looking every day when they said we're going into an attack tomorrow at 4 o'clock, tomorrow morning. I was looking, well, it's about my turn to get it. But like I said, somebody was protecting me, wanted me to continue my life up to the end. And that's all I can say. I think we're lucky that we have somebody to look after us. because I could have went the wrong way many times. I could have went down the wrong road and that would have been it. But I was always cautioned to stop.
Then when you came back, what did you do? When you came back?
Oh, I like the woods. I like to be real in more or less in my own way. I love to be out in the woods. It was just sitting there and listening. And I liked to trout fish because those days you were the only one in that area that was fishing and nobody disturbed you. It was wonderful. That was the best treatment for that battle fatigue that would have been known. Otherwise, I would have been in the cuckoo house. But I had always had that to look forward to, and it kept my spirits up, and I think it really helped me. Because I know when you get out from being in the service for 4.5, 5 years, you're accustomed to that army life. You get in civilian life, it takes you a long time to get back into the swing of civilian life. People don't realize that. There's a period in there where you're a nobody. And when I came out, I didn't care to have a conversation with anybody because it just, well, it more or less wanted to be alone to work this whatever it was, battle fatigue out.
So if you had some advice for your grandchildren or kids, future generations, what would you say about the war?
Well, I'll tell you, stay close to your Lord. Keep I don't care what religion it is, keep it. And appreciate that you got it. I don't care if it's Catholic or Lutheran or Jewish or whatever it is. Because I've seen so much of that stuff today where over in the foreign countries, life don't mean nothing. It's like a puff of smoke. It goes up in flame. People just aren't trained for discipline. All they think about is some 1,000-pound explosives to put in somebody's car or kill a bunch of people, and that to me was out. That's why I say they should have never went over there. That should have never been done. Them people have been living their life thousands of years, and you try to educate them in a week or so, that don't work. Even a year, they still got that killing urge, I'd say.
Well, you recently went on the honor flight to Washington, D.C. What happened when you came home? Well, first of all, on the flight back,
yeah.
What happened?
We got mail call, and I had all kinds of letters and greetings. And then when we got off the plane and went into the airport, I just couldn't believe it. There was 1,000 people there, plus all the different units, Legion and the whole work. They were all there. It floored me.